Hello, everybody. This is Robert from RJL 518, welcoming you to another edition of Inside Pitch, the 1964 One and Gone Tournament. This is Game 12. It will be the number 17 Houston Colt 45s. They take on the number 2 St. Louis Cardinals. The difference, even though the Cardinals are ranked number 2, you will see the WSC in front of them. They were the World Series champions in 1964, so now the Colt 45s, after upsetting the Boston Red Sox, now get to take on the World Series champions, the Cardinals, for 64. As you can see here, they beat Boston 8-5 in their game. And now moving on here, this is the final game of the second round here in this tournament we're doing here for 1964. So I'm hoping to be getting another exciting matchup between two baseball teams. Definitely the Cardinals are the better team. There's no doubt there, but Houston played very scrappy in their game against the Red Sox. So who knows what's going to happen today? It will be Turk Farrell versus Bob Gibson here at Sportsman's Park. So I'm hoping we have a good baseball game, as they have been lately. We had a great game earlier. For those of you who didn't check out Game 11 between the Cubs and the Phillies, please check that out. A Steeler fan, 1933, keeps his promise. Of course, he will not miss a Houston game, whether it's the Colt 45s or the Astros. Tribe fan also joins us here at Sportsman's Park. I know I'm getting a little early into it, but I wanted to play an early game, watch a little of the World Series, and I still might do a third game today, the 1976 American League Championship Series, Game 5 between the Royals and the Yankees, as I have the 76 season, and I still want to continue my little history of baseball with Inside Pitch. Starting pitcher for the 1964 St. Louis Cardinals is Bob Gibson. Not a decent year, 19 wins, 12 losses, a 3.01 ERA. He was just getting there. He was 28 years old at this stage, so he was getting a lot better. And we're ready to play some baseball here, as Tribe says, cold Budweiser here. I'd rather have a Corona, but I'll take a Bud. Let's go to the top of the first inning. Let's get things started here. Let's play some baseball, shall we? Some more inside pitch action. I'll introduce the players as they come to the plate. Leading off for the 1964 Houston Colt 45s is left fielder Al Spangler. And we are underway. And it starts with a 1-4, a strikeout, a 6. -1 at Sportsman's Park is a 5, so that'd be a 5. A 17 is too high. Spangler gets the hit. That's a 6-1, and he grounds out to second. We will now have second baseman Nellie Fox. Gibson pitches 6-6, and that is a blank against the lefty. Fox 3-5, and that's a ground ball back to Gibson. And he will make that play for out number 2. And now right fielder Joe Gaines bats third in this game. Gibson 4-1, strikeout. 15 -1 is a 14, and he strikes out Gaines. A good starting way for the Cardinals. 3 up, 3 down on the Colts. Bottom of the first inning coming up. The starting pitcher for the 1964 Houston Colt 45s will be Turk Farrell. He was 11-10 with a 3.27 ERA. I was very tempted to go with Don Larson as the number 2, but Farrell, in my opinion, beats him a little bit by starts. So that's why I went with that. Bottom of the first, and this Cardinal lineup is a beast. Starting off, center fielder Curt Flood for the 1964 St. Louis Redbirds. That is a 5-1. That is a double question mark against a righty. It needs to be a 1 for a star line. Gets a 16. He doesn't have it, so it's a blank. Curt Flood, 3-1, flies out to center. This is a very good Cardinal lineup. Up next will be right fielder Lou Brock. I put him in right field for this game. Hall of Famer. And, of course, he passed away only several weeks ago. May he rest in peace. This 2020 year has been horrible. 1-5 for Turk Farrell. That's a possible home run against a lefty. He needs a 1 to 9. That is a 2. It passes that check. Now we got to see if Lou Brock gets the homer. Against a righty, it's a 1 to 10. Does he get it? It's a 2. And yep, Lou Brock got it. He got a hold of it. Turk Farrell makes a mistake, puts it over the plate, and Brock puts it over the fence. And that is a home run for Lou Brock. And the Cardinals jump out to a 1-0 lead on a homer by Brock. So that's a good way to tribute Lou Brock, giving him a home run. First baseman Bill White will come up next. Turk Farrell 2-2. That's a walk. 10 minus 1 is a 9. That's a 15. No walk. Bill White will swing. 6-2. He grounds out to second. Here is third baseman Ken Boyer. Turk Farrell 5-3. Strikeout against a righty, an 8 minus 1 is a 7. That is a 6. He strikes out Boyer, and that will do it. But the Cardinals jump out in front. 1 run on 1 hit. And that was a home run by Lou Brock. And it's already 1-0 Cardinals at the end of 1. Bottom of the second coming up. Leading off for the Colts will be first baseman Walt Bond. He gets the call for first base. 2-6. For Gibson, that's a double question mark against the lefty, 1 to 9. 17, no star line, so Bond will swing. That is a 1-5, and he singles into center field for a base hit. My name is Bond, Walt Bond, and he will go to first. And here is third baseman Bob Aspromonte. Let's see if the strat die says anything. A 3. That would be a hit and run possibility. Aspromonte's average is a 280. And what's the strikeouts? 3 against the righty, a 7. I'll go ahead and try a hit and run. Hit and run sounds good. So a hit and run is on. Bob Gibson. That is a 3-5. That is a strikeout. That is a strikeout possibility, but a 12 is going to be too high. So Aspromonte gets to swing, and that is a 1-5, and that is a fly out to center field. And Bond will have to retreat back to first. And there is 1 out. Here is center fielder Mike White. Strat die says nothing. Infield is halfway. 4-2 on Gibson's card. Star line against a righty. So that is a 2. That is a ground ball to short. Mike White's double play rating 2. Nothing for Gibson. Second base is the pivot guy, which is Javier. He's got a 2. Plus 1 is 3. So 1 to 3, they get a double play. It is a 5. Bond's base running rating becomes a 2. That's a 5. So they get Bond, but they do not get White. So 2 outs, but White does advance on the fielder's choice. And now it will bring up shortstop Eddie Casco. Infield is back to normal. Hope you guys enjoy these games I'm doing for you guys. Or I'm not just doing it for you, I'm doing it for myself. I just want to play. 2-6, a double question mark again against a righty. A 1 to 5 is a star line. That is a 5. And that is a star line. And that is a fly ball to center field, and that will do it. No runs for the Colts. They do get a hit. Bottom of the second coming up. Still 1-0 Redbirds. Coming up for the Cardinals will be shortstop Dick Grote. 6-4, wild pitch fouled away. 6-6, star line against a righty. And that's a fly out to right. Here is the catcher, Tim McCarver. 5-1. That's another question mark against the lefty. A 1 to 11 is a single, and that is a 17. So no single there. So Farrell gets away with a bad pitch. McCarver will still swing at it. 1-4, and that's a star line 3. And that becomes a ground out. And that becomes a, I'm sorry, I didn't have to roll it, but it's a ground out. It's a ground out to first. 2 outs. Didn't have to roll it, but I did. But still, I'm lucky for me. I remember it was a star line 3. 2 outs. Second baseman Julian Javier will come up. Already smashed the like button like Lou Brock did to his home run ball. Remember, he got a Colt 45s fan there with your Tribe fan. 6-4 on Farrell's card. Wild again. Fouled away. 1-2. We'll do it again. Possible throwing error. Javier 6-2. Ground ball to short. So the ball is hit to Casco. His error rating is a 6. That is a 5, and that is going to be an error. Now it's a throwing error, so Bond's range is a 2. Does he prevent the ball from going past it? It is a 6. He does not. So that 6. It does not. Now Julian Javier's base running rating is a 4. Does he take second base? It is a 2. He does. So that is a 2 base error on the third base on Fox. So that is an E4. And runner goes to second base on a throwing error. The first thing you do is you check the range of the throw receiver, and if it gets past his range, then you check the base runner to see if he advances to the next base. So that is a 2 base error on Fox, and that is the first error on the Colts. And you give an extra out, and now the batter will be left fielder Mike Shannon. Infield is normal. 2-3, strikeout against the righty 15, -1 is a 14, and Sportsman's Park saves Shannon from the strikeout. So now Shannon will get to hit. 2-4, and that is a ball hit to right field, and against the righty, though, it's a 12. It's over the 9 against a right-handed pitcher, so that just becomes a fly out to right. And the error does not hurt the Colts. No runs, no hits, 1 error. Still 1-0 Cardinals. Here comes Bobby G. Top of the third coming up. And here is the Houston catcher, Jerry Grody. It seems like everywhere I play, Jerry Grody always seems to come up. He was in the league a long time, Grody. He really was. Not a Hall of Famer, and I don't know if I put him in the Hall of the Very Good, but his longevity, really. Grody was in the league a while. Bob Gibson will pitch 5-5, wild away. We'll do it again. 3-2, strikeout. 15 -1 is a 14. 11, he strikes out, Grody. For the first out. Pitcher for the Colts, Turk Farrell. A good receiver, whether in baseball or football, is hard to find. That's true. 1-1 on Gibson's card. That's at the ballpark. 3-2, and that is a single. Turk Farrell goes ahead and gets a base hit. Batting average of .072, but he gets a hit. Base hit for the pitcher. Tying run aboard. Here's Al Spangler. Infield halfway. Anything on Strat? I doubt it. And that is a 6. Nope. They still got to roll. Gibson, 2-2. That is a blank. He's not tired. Spangler, 1-4. That's a star line 2, and that is a ground ball to short. Double play rating of 1. No increase from Gibson. Halfway +2. The second baseman is the pivot man. His is a 0. So a 1-2, they turn 2. It is a 3. Farrell, of course, is going to be out easily. Spangler gets there. 2 outs on a fielder's choice. And now here's Nellie Fox. Infield normal. Let's see what we got. Anything on the Strat? A 4. That would be a hit and run attempt, but not with 2 outs. Gibson, 2-4. That is a walk. 7 -1 is a 6. That is a 1. And Gibson walks Nellie Fox. Fox gets that rare walk. Colt 45s are in business. It'll be up to Joe Gaines to see if he can do something with this. A 4. Nothing going on. Bob Gibson in a bit of a 2-out jam. 3-1 on Gibson. That's a range play. Gaines 1-4. That is a star line 3. That's a ground ball to first. Bill White is the first baseman with the Cardinals. He has a range of 5. So 1-5, he should make it. It is a 4. He does. He'll take the ball. He'll toss it over to Gibson covering the bag, and that will retire the side. No runs for the Colt 45s. There was a hit. And we go to the bottom of the third, still 1-0 Birds. Now, the one thing I noticed about inside pitch and payoff pitch between the two, these two have something in common. You will never have a range play and an error check on the same roll. You will never have that. In inside pitch, it's either a range play or a possible error. In payoff pitch, on a defense check, it's either a range play or a possible error. You will never have a range and error check on the same play. Stratomatic, however, when you call for a defense check, which is of course a whatever on the pitcher card, like a ground ball and it's an X or a fly ball X, you're always checking the range and an error at the same time. Stratomatic, you're always checking range and error. First, you got to see if he makes the play, and second, you see if he makes an error. That's interesting. That actually is very interesting between the two systems, besides the 50-50, but Stratomatic, it's a range and an error check on the same one. In payoff pitch and an inside pitch, it's either range or error check. You'll never have an error on a range check. I don't know. I guess that's interesting. I'm just saying that out loud. Doesn't really mean anything. It's just that I've learned that much about the two systems. Bottom of the third inning, Bob Gibson, the pitcher, leads off for the Cardinals. Farrell 6-5. That's a strikeout, and that's an autumn. And with a 25, that'll get him out. So we don't have to roll any dice on that. So strikeout on Gibson. Here's Curt Flood. 1-2. Possible error on a throw. See, there's no range. There'll never be a range check. It's possible throwing error. Curt Flood. That is a 2-3, and that is a ground ball to the pitcher. Terrell has no error rating. It's a 0, so there's not going to be an error. So the throw goes to first for the second out. But you see what I mean. It's either error check or range check. It's never both. Which is fine. That's how the system works. 2 outs. Here's Lou Brock. He smacked the home run his last time up. 3-5 on Farrell's card. That's at the ballpark. Lou Brock 1-3, and he's going to get his second hit of the game. That is a single to center. And Brock is 2 for 2. I'll bring up Bill White. Anything going on? A 1. A possible steal attempt for Brock. His base running rating, 14 is a stolen base rating, -1, 13. And Grody's arm is a +1, which is back to 14. A 1-14 for Lou Brock to steal second base with 2 outs. I don't know. Do we do that? Do we do that? 1-14 to steal second base. That's a 70% chance. I'll send Brock. 1-14, he steals. And it's a 16, and he's thrown out, and the inning is over. Lou Brock thrown out at second base by Jerry Grody. He nails him at second base, and that ends the inning. 70% chance. I thought it was good enough. But obviously, Jerry Grody said to me, "What? You're going to throw on me? Let me show you what I can do." End of 3, still 1-0 after no runs and a hit. How about that? How about Jerry Grody throwing out the great Lou Brock? Top of the fourth, Bobby G comes back out on the mound. Here's Walt Bond. Bond singled his first time up. Gibson 4-4, possible grounder error. Bond 1-2. That is a single in past the shortstop. That's a base hit, and that can be an error. That's a 7, and the ball was hit to short, which is Grote, and Grote's error rating is a 13, and that is an error on a ground. That is a grounder error, I believe. I'll check it. It might not be. I keep on remembering there may not be one. Possible error, and that is a Boots ball on hit with one extra base advancement. It is. That's a hit. That is a hit. Well, Bond, that's an infield single, and the ball is thrown away, so Bond will go to second. And that is an E6. First error on the Cardinals. Here's Bob Aspromonte. Grody greater than Chris Iannetta. Rocky are throwing errors in back-to-back games on stolen bases. Yeah. Well, Bond on at second. Now we got the tying run in scoring position. Gibson has to deal with Aspromonte. Let's see if anything on the strat die. A 2. Bond's attempt would be nope. He would not have. It would not. He's not going to do anything there. So, and is there a hit and run? No hit and run. Aspromonte with a 280 average, and Bond stolen base ratings of 10. No, so you're going to hit. Infield is normal. Gibson 2-2 blank. Single 1, but he's not tired. Aspromonte 6-2. That is a fly ball to right field, and that is a 20. And that's just going to be a fly out to right. And a fly ball to right field. You subtract 3 from the base running rating, which becomes a 0, and Bond is going to have to hold at second base, so there is 1 out. He cannot advance. And here is Mike White. 9. Nothing going on in the strat roll. Bob Gibson, 1-1. That's at the ballpark. 3-6 at the ballpark. Starline 3. That's a ground ball to first base. That's 2 outs. Bond will advance to third. And now can Eddie Casco do well here for the Colt 45s with a tying run at third base? Only 1-0 against these Cardinals. Infield normal. Bob Gibson pitches 3-5. Strikeout possibility 7 -1 is 6. 19 too high. Casco gets a chance to roll. And that is a 6-5. And that is a Starline 5. And he flies out to left. And that strands the base runner. No runs. There was a hit and there was an error. Still 1-0 Cardinals. Bottom of the fourth. We have Bill White coming back up to the plate for 64 birds. He was the batter when Lou Brock decided to steal and get thrown out. I don't know what he was thinking. I mean, I wouldn't have stolen a base in that situation. Oh. Turk Farrell will pitch 3-2, strikeout. 9 -1 is an 8. That's a 14. No strikeout. Bill White will swing 3-4, and he flies out to center. Ken Boyer coming up. Farrell 1-2, possible error on a throw. Boyer 1-3, fly out to center field, no throwing error. 2 down. And now Dick Grote. Farrell pitching well. 4-3, that's a blank. Grote 2-3, and that is a ground out to second base. And that's a 1-2-3 inning. Nothing for the Cardinals. Still 1-0 in a tight game here to see who moves on to the third round. We go to the top of the fifth. Gibson has 32 batters. He can pitch to 9, 8, 27, 8, 0, 1, 2. And Turk Farrell, 29. So that would be here. Bob Gibson will pitch. And Jerry Grody leads off. Fans here at Sportsman's Park enjoying a good game. Good pitchers matchup between these two. As you kind of expect with Bob Gibson on the mound. 2-5. That's a strikeout. 15 minus 1 is a 14. That's a 9. And he strikes out Grody. 1, 2, 3. That's only the third strikeout by Bob Gibson. Pitcher coming up, Turk Farrell. He got a base hit his last time up. 3-4 on Gibson's card, and that is a possible home run check. And against the righty, it's a 0. So Gibson, according to this, Gibson didn't give up any homers against right-handers. Not true. I don't know how true that is. There is no home run check, so that's automatically a blank. So it goes to Farrell's card. 4-4, and that's a fly out to right. Here's Al Spangler. Gibson, 4-3, range play. Spangler, 6-6. And that, against a right-hander, that's a single past the first baseman. Bill White is a range of 5. He'll turn that into an out if he makes it. He does. A great play by Bill White, who turns a single into a grounder. He has it, tosses it to Gibson covering the bag, and that is the side retired. That becomes a G3. Nothing there for Houston. Bob Gibson pitching like he usually would. Still had a 3.01 ERA in 1964, so he still didn't stink. Bottom of the fifth coming up. And Tim McCarver leads off for the Cardinals. The winner of this game faces off against the number 11 Pittsburgh Pirates. As they wait. Farrell's pitch to McCarver, 1-3. That's a range play at the park. 5-1. And that is a possible home run to the opposite field. And McCarver's a lefty, so that is a ball hit to left field. And against a righty, his home run rating is a 9. That is a 7. McCarver gets one high, hits it deep to left field, and it is gone. Home run, Tim McCarver. McCarver goes ahead and blasts a home run. And that's all the way the offense is going for the Cardinals. 2 homers, 2 runs. They now lead 2-0. And here's Julian Javier. As that woke up the ballpark a little bit. There was 140 home runs hit at Sportsman's Park. Kind of average for that season. Actually, really wasn't average. Well, a little bit average. Maybe a few of us. There are 4 home runs. 4 home run results in the matrix. 3-4 on Farrell's card against a right-hander. That is a star line, and that's going to be a ground out to third against Javier. Mike Shannon, the batter. As Sportsman's Park helps out Tim McCarver. 3-4 on Farrell's card again. Same exact way. 3-4. Star line again. And that one is going to be a ground out to short. And now Bob Gibson. Farrell's card, 4-2. Hit by pitch. 7 minus 3 is a 4. An 8. He does not plunk Bobby G. Bobby G will hit 2-6, and he grounds out to short. End of the inning. 1 run on 1 hit for the Cardinals. They're doing it with the long ball. Seems to be the only thing that Turk Farrell's given up is 2 long balls. 5 in the books. And the Cardinals lead the Colt 45s 2-0. Top of the 6th coming up. Nellie Fox, the batter for Houston. Bob Gibson, 2-6. Double question mark, a 1-9. That is a 3. That is a star line. And that's a ground out to short. Joe Gaines is the next batter for Houston. 2-6 for Gibson. Another double question mark. That's a 1-5, a star line. And that's a 3. And another star line as Gibson makes a good pitch. And that is going to be a fly out to left. Gibson not allowing the batters to get any hits. That's just when the ball is hit, what's an automatic star line like that or something like that when that just tells me the pitcher is just that's just a great pitch when that happens. That's a great pitch. Here's Bond, Walt Bond. Gibson, 5-5. That's a wild one, but that's fouled off. 5-4 this time at the ballpark. Walt Bond, 6-3. And that's going to be a ground ball to first. And a very easy 1-2-3 inning for Bob Gibson. Couldn't have had that easier than that. Two of the batter cards didn't even get a chance to swing. Bottom of the 6th, still 2-0 Cardinals. Turk Farrell staying out there. He's given up 2 hits, but he's given up 3 hits. Unfortunately, 2 of them were homers. Curt Flood will lead off for the 64 Birds. Farrell's pitch, 3-2, strikeout, right? 5 minus 1 is 4, 6, no strikeout. Flood will swing, and that is a 4-4. And against a right-hander, that is a fly out to left. Here is Brock. Brock is 2 for 2, home run and single. Farrell, 1-1, that's a blank. Brock, 5-6, and he's going to get his third base hit. That's a base hit past third. It's a single. Base hit for Brock. And the batter is Bill White, infield halfway. Let's see what the strat roll says. A 7. That would be a hit and run attempt for Bill White. 303 average. What's the strikeout rating? It'd be a 9. Let's do the hit and they're going to do the hit and run. Cardinals will now attempt to hit and run. Farrell, 4-1. That's a range play. Oh boy. 3-2. That is a star line. That is a star line 4, and that's a ground ball to third. The ball is hit to Aspromonte. His range is a 3. He will not make the play, and that's going to be a base hit. That could be a single or a double. It is a single. On a hit and run, Lou Brock's base running rating goes to an automatic 6. And from first to third on a single pass, he needs at least a 5. He does that. Lou Brock easily gets to third base. So runners at the corners now, as now the Cardinals are in business. A base hit turned in by Bill White on a hit and run moves Brock automatically to third. The batter will be Ken Boyer. As Astros Reefer says, guess who you're pulling for? I understand, but right now it don't look that good. But runners at the corners with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th inning. Cardinals leading 2-0. Ken Boyer is the batter. His double play rating is a 3. Farrell has no double play rating. It would be a 4 to turn a double play. Brock, with that speed, you're not going to get him out. They're going to go infield halfway, and they're going to try to get 2. First, anything on a strat roll? 17. Nothing going on. Turk Farrell will pitch. 3-5. That's at the ballpark. 5-6. And that is a pop out to the catcher. Whoa. That is a bad result for Boyer. Pop out to the catcher, 2 outs. 2 men down now. The infield will go back to normal. It'll be Dick Grote coming up for the Cardinals. Runners still at first and third. Farrell's pitch, 3-3. That's a blank. Grote swings, 4-5, and that's a fly ball to right field. And the Colt 45s are going to get out of the jam. No runs, 2 hits, but that is it. And that's only still a 2-0 lead by the Redbirds. Top of the 7th coming up. Bob Gibson pitching a gem. He's given up only 3 hits. Can the Colt 45s get through him? Bob Aspromonte leads off for Houston. He's 0 for 2. Fans enjoying the game at Sportsman's Park, 1964. 6-1 on Gibson's card, possible error. Aspromonte, 5-6. And that is a pop out to third base. And Boyer's error rating is an 11. That's a 14. He will make the catch. 1 out, no error. And here is Mike White. Gibson, 3-2. Strikeout possibility. 8 minus 1 is 7. That's a 9. White does not strike out. White 1-4. Starline 2. He grounds out to short. And here is Eddie Casco. 2-3 on Gibson's card. That's a strikeout plus 10. So that becomes a 17 minus 1 is a 16. And he strikes out Casco. Another 1-2-3 inning for Bobby G. And the Colt 45s are beginning to run out of outs. Bottom of the 7th coming up. This will probably be Turk Farrell's last inning. He is due to bat second. Here is Tim McCarver leading off for St. Louis. He belted a home run his last time up. Farrell's pitch, 3-4. That is a blank against the lefty. McCarver will swing 4-5, and that's going to be a ground out to third base. Against a righty, he grounds out. 1 man down. And here is Julian Javier. 6-1 at the ballpark. Julian Javier, 5-1, and that's another possible home run to the opposite field. Against a righty, he needs a 5. There's nothing here from a home run, and that is a 1, and that ball is crushed. Julian Javier hits one high, hits one deep to the opposite field, which means it's a righty, which means it was hit to right field, going, and yes, people, it is gone. Home run, Julian Javier. Javier will trot around the bases. Stadium cheers. Yay! And the Cardinals now lead it 3-0. Turk Farrell has given up a total of 6 hits. 3 of them were hit out of the park. And that's not a pun or an advertisement for out of the park baseball. Here's Mike Shannon. Now 3-0 Cardinals. Got to do the Monty Python. There was much rejoicing. Yay. 1 out. As Pete Stevens says, a little late to the ballpark. That's okay. You got in time to see Javier's blast. You did. Here's Shannon. Still 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. 2-5 on Farrell's card. That's a strikeout possibly against the righty. 15 minus 1 is a 14. That is a 9, and he strikes out Shannon for the 2nd out. And now Bob Gibson. He'll bat. Why not? 4-6 on Farrell's card. Possible walk. 4 minus 1 is 3, 15 too high. Gibson swings 1-6, and he grounds out to short. And then ends the inning. 1 run on 1 hit. Another home run given up by Farrell. 7 in the books. 3-0 St. Louis. Top of the 8th coming up. Farrell is going to come out. He's due to bat second, and he will be done for the game. And we'll see who the pinch hitter is at that time. Meanwhile, Jerry Grody is leading off for the Colt 45s in the top of the 8th inning. Grody has struck out twice. Gibson 2-3, and that's going to be a strikeout 3 time because it's a strikeout plus 10, and that becomes a 25 as the hat trick. Pinch hitter coming up for the Colts. And they're going to bring in Rusty Staub. He's going to get a chance to hit. A very young Rusty Staub, as a matter of fact, in 1964. Very young. Legrand Derange comes up to bat. He'll go up against Gibson here. Gibson will pitch. 1-4. That's a strikeout. 6 minus 1 is a 5. 15. Staub does not strike out. Staub swings 5-6. He starline 3s it, and it's a ground ball it's a ground out to first. And that's the second out. Top of the order for the Colt 45s. Here's Al Spangler, 20-year-old Staub in 1964. Yes. He was 20 years old, very young. Gibson's pitch, 2-3. That is a blank against the lefty. Spangler will hit 6-2, and he flies out to left. Another 1-2-3 inning for the Colt 45s. They absolutely have no answer for Bob Gibson, but you're losing to Bob Gibson. There really is no shame in that. Bottom of the 8th coming up, still 3-0 Cardinals. Cardinals have Flood, Brock, and White coming up. So you got a righty and 2 lefties. So we'll see who Houston wants to bring up. They'll probably bring in a left-handed pitcher. And it will be they're going to bring in their closer, even though it's not a save situation, but it's the bottom of the 8th. They got to keep it 3-0. They'll bring in Hal Woodchick. He did pitch in the last game, but remember, I do not do fatigue. Everybody's available. The entire roster pack is available. Hal Woodchick will pitch to Kurt Flood. He is a lefty and righty, but he's pitching for the other 2 lefties coming up. Woodchick will the pitch. 6-4. And against a righty, that's a blank. Kurt Flood, 2-4. And that's a ground out to third. One down, and here is Lou Brock. Brock is 3 for 3 today, a home run and 2 singles. He did get tossed at second base. Woodchick pitch, 6-5. That's a possible home run check. Against a lefty, it's a 0, so he does not give up a home run. That becomes a blank, and Brock will hit. 2-5 on Brock's card, and he lines this one right to second, and that is out number 2. And now a chance for Bill White. He will be broadcasting Yankees baseball in about 10 to some odd years. 10 to 15, about 10 years. He'll be broadcasting Yankee baseball with Frank Messer and the Scooter. Hal Woodchick will pitch. 2-3. And that against the lefty is a blank. Bill White. 4-5. And that is a ball hit to right field. And against the lefty, that is a 7 on the board, and that is going to be a double for Bill White. 2-out double, and that is his second hit of the game. Ken Boyer will now come up to bat. Still 2 outs. No strat roll. Woodchick will pitch. 4-3 on his card against a righty, that is a blank. Ken Boyer, 5-6, and that is going to be a ground out to short. And that will end the inning. So no runs. There was a hit for the Cardinals, and we are 8 in the books, and the Cardinals are 3 outs away from advancing. Will we see some ninth inning magic? Top of the ninth, Bob Gibson. He is not tired yet. They're going to leave him out there. And it will be Nellie Fox coming on to bat for the Colts. Although Cardinal bullpen is ready to go in case Gibson runs out of gas. 2-5 on Gibson's card. Strikeout. A righty, that's a 0, so there's no strikeout on Fox. He didn't strike out much against right-handed pitching. 6-3, and that's a ball hit to right field. That is a 5, and Nellie Fox leads off with a base hit. Against the right-handed pitcher, a 1-5 in the hit column, and that's a base hit for Fox. The batter will be Joe Gaines. So now the Colt 45s have the leadoff man on. Infield goes to halfway by the Cardinals. Gibson will pitch. 5-5. A possible wild pitch, but a 20 on the roll will not occur. So there is no wild pitch. So we re-roll. 1-4, strikeout. 15 minus 1 is a 14, and he does get Gaines to strike out. Bob Gibson gets the die roll. Still now 1 out, and here's Bond. Bob Gibson, 1-2. That's a blank. Bond, 3-5. That is a fly ball to right field. And that is out number 2. And the last chance for the Houston Colt 45s will be Bob Aspromonte. Fox on it first. Gibson trying to finish it off and go the distance. 6-5 on Gibson's card. That's a range play at the park. Bob Aspromonte, 4-1. And we have a rare play. Well, Steeler fan, we find another rare play. 4-1, rare play. Rare play with men on base. Does this end the game? We'll find out. We roll. 6-5. 3-2 pitch called the ball for a walk. Catcher argues call and gets thrown out of the game. Really? Okay. So it is a walk for Bob Aspromonte. Fox goes to second. Aspromonte's on first, and Tim McCarver got thrown out. Steeler fan, what did Tim McCarver say to the umpire on that? I don't know. You have to let me know on that. We have another ejection. Tim McCarver is out of there. They'll have to bring in another catcher to just get one out. Let me see who that's going to be. And believe it or not, the next catcher is Bob Uecker. Bob Uecker will come in to catch for possibly only one batter. Just a bit outside. It is ball 4. Runners at first and second. Still 2 outs. The batter now is Mike White. Bob Uecker will take over at catcher. So Bob Gibson now is in the tired area. So he's now considered. I bet you're rooting for the Dodgers in 2020. Oh wow, yeah, that was bad. That's not what you got. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he said something about that. I'm pretty sure he did. So here's the situation. 2 outs, top of the 9th inning. Cardinals leading 3-0. Nellie Fox on second. Aspromonte on first. Mike White is the batter. Gibson is considered tired. I really would like to see if he can finish this game off. He has to avoid 2-2, 2-6, or 3-2. So Bob Gibson's going to come in and is going to try to finish this game out. Infield is normal. Bob Gibson with the pitch. It is a 6-2, and that is a strikeout plus 10. An 8 minus 1 is 7, 17. Mike White, swing and a miss. He struck him out, and that will do it for the game. As the St. Louis Cardinals eliminate the Houston Colt 45s by the final score of 3-0. And that's what you call a pretty good pitcher's duel. Not too shabby. Bob Gibson, of course, gets the win. Turk Farrell gets the loss. Gibson goes the distance. Final line score coming up here. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 3 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error for the Cardinals. For the Colt 45s, no runs, 4 hits, and 1 error for the Colt 45s. Gibson the winner, Farrell the loser. And although Gibson did go the difference and pitched a shutout, I'm going to give player of the game to Lou Brock. He was 3 for 4, a home run, and 2 singles. I'm going to give him the player of the game, along with Bob Gibson. Gibson did pitch a complete game shutout. So I'm sorry there, Steeler fan and Astros Reaper. Your Colt 45s tried their best, but they ran into a buzzsaw by the name of Bob Gibson. So typical guy to beat, especially when you're the Colt 45s that really only won 66 games. Remember, the Colt 45s were 66 and 96 that year. The Cardinals were 93 and 69, and the Cardinals didn't win the World Series. So I'm not surprised the Colts didn't maybe give them a better game. But, hey, that's how it went there. So that's pretty good. Not too shabby. So the St. Louis Cardinals will advance. They will host the Pittsburgh Pirates in game number 16. So our next games tomorrow will have game number 13 and 14. The Cleveland Indians will take on the Los Angeles Dodgers, and the Milwaukee Braves will face off against the Chicago White Sox. That'll be tomorrow's games for my one and gone tournament. So we continue doing more Inside Pitch, and keep your subscriptions open and such. Keep your subscriptions open and such. I still might do a third game of Inside Pitch tonight, the 1976 ALCS between the Royals and the Yankees, as I continue receiving seasons, and I want to do that game. I actually have that season already set, that game already set up. I could just put the cards and everything, but I got to get the rosters because I got to make sure I got 25-man rosters. Anyway, Steeler fan 1933, Tribe fan 879, Pete Stevens, Astros Reefer. Thank you for joining me for a nice game tonight. Actually went pretty quick, only about 53 minutes. Not bad. Hope you enjoyed it here at Sportsman's Park, and a good win for the Cardinals. Tough loss for the Colt 45s, but hey, the Colt 45s beat the Boston Red Sox. That was an upset. That was pretty much an upset. That shouldn't have happened, but they did. They came away with that win. So they can put a feather in their cap, and we'll see the Houston Colt 45s next time as the Astros in the 1977 one and gone. Thank you all for joining me. Stay healthy, stay smart, stay strong, stay safe. Thank you all. Cardinals shut out the 45s 3-0, and they advance to the third round. Have a good one, guys. I might see you guys later. Take care.